Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Gen Corner. We're so excited because today we don't got a guest speaker. We got family in the house. Come on, let's give it up for one of the best students at Southeastern University, Rynna!
Oye, ¿qué bola?
Oye, qué bola.
Oye, qué
Yo,
bola.
Miami got the best out of you, girl. What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. And for those of you that don't know, Rynna is actually a leader of a mission trip that's been here with us for 9 days now, right?
Yep.
9 crazy days. So they take their time, their spring break, to come and do missions when they can be with their families or doing something cool. So come on, can we give it up for them? People here in the studio, come on, let's give it up for the mission. The SEU mission here in Miami.
Audience.
Man, we got a live audience. I feel like Jimmy Fallon right now.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to our talk show.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, and something that it's actually a miracle. Something that happened. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. And these people put me on Celsius, yo.
That's right. And I don't even drink it.
Yo, shout out to Celsius. They call
Shout
me
out to Jay Monty.
Jay Monty. Come on, they put me on Celsius, and man, I just can't stop. The Lord needs to set me free from
He does. It's okay.
from Celsius,
Caffeine
but
is an addiction.
it's poison. No, I'm just kidding.
okay that
We
it's
can get
drink
canceled
it.
for this. So
The
stop
college
it.
life.
Stop it. But man, we're so excited. We're so excited you're here, and we're gonna share some cool stuff. But something also cool about this mission is this little game you guys play, the hot seat. Come on.
Yes.
And we're just gonna put you on the hot seat and ask you
Yes.
some wild questions. You ready?
Keep in mind, it's 1:39 a.m.
Yes.
We just have to let the people know.
And no Celsius. Come on,
And
somebody.
no Celsius.
No
We're
Celsius.
running low.
Yes, we are running low.
So this hot seat's going to be good.
Let's do
Basically, for those that don't play, you get like 2 minutes, and then anybody can ask any question, and you have to answer honestly, no matter the question.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like usually lightning round.
Yeah, you got the clock back there, guys. Here we go. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this. Ready?
Yep.
First question. This is it. Rynna, what would be your dream job?
Dream job. Okay, so I've had like different phases throughout my life. When I was 4, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer. Then when I was in 6th grade, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be a pastor along the lines of that. So it just goes in and out all the time. So I would love to be somewhat in ministry, somewhat traveling, somewhat public speaking, somewhat working with kids.
Whoa, that's intense. All right. Favorite place to be?
Favorite place to be at home with my family.
Oh, great. Favorite vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot. Okay, there's a difference between vacation and travel.
That's good.
If I'm traveling, Europe, kind of like going back roads and everything. But vacation, I mean, you got to say the 305.
Come on, Miami. Miami the Great. Yo, come on. Audience is on point tonight. All right. One more. Favorite food?
Favorite food. Okay, it's something that my mom makes. It's called zuppa toscana, and it has to be homemade. It's like a creamy, it has potatoes and sausage in it.
Thank you, because I was like, what
It's
is
Italian.
that?
Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, hey, so here in Miami, it's all like rice, bean, and like chicken or pork, or it's rice, bean, and something else. Like we have nothing else here. All right. So if you come into Miami, that's it. we have no picana. What did you call it?
Zuppa toscana.
That thing. Just keeping it real. Man, we're so excited. I mean, y'all been all over the city, serving our city, loving on our city. What's one of the takeaway from this trip? What's something that really is impressed in your heart? And I know you can have 1,000 things that really the Lord revealed to you in your trip here, or maybe things that were highlights, but what's that one thing that you're like, man, this is something I will treasure forever?
I think the one thing that's always like repeated throughout the week is just like the Lord is so faithful. And like every single detail, every single ministry, every single missionary contact, it's just been just a blessing. And like this was a trip that I wasn't very sure about, like why I was on the trip, but the way that the Lord revealed himself is just, he's just a kind God. And so I'm just like, it's heartwarming to like, and sad to like leave because it's just like, it's been such a blessing. So.
Yeah, it feels like home, right, already?
Yeah.
Hey, talk to us about some of those projects you guys have been working on.
Yeah, so We work with SU Missions, which is an organization outside of Southeastern University. And so it's a student-led trip, and that means we get to decide who we want to work with. And so I'm one of the leaders for the trip, and we can decide like what ministries we want to do. And so we had the unique opportunity to not work with only one organization, but 3. And that was with Miami Vineyard, which is hosting us. And then we had Calvary Church for Encounter Conference,
Great. Love
Hope for
that.
Miami. And then we also worked with another team to do evangelism with a Spanish-speaking church.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So how did you get involved in mission? Like, was it a dream you had? Was it someone that got you involved? Like, what got you into ministry and serving and leading from a place of servant leadership?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a long process. It's not like I just woke up and was like, yeah, missions, because it's hard. And so I think when I was really little, I was a missionary kid. So I grew up in Tonga for a year, Costa Rica for a year, and then Panama for 3 years. And so that, like, at a very young age, I was able to get like not only a global view of the world, but just like what it meant to live like in a third world country from a very, very young age. Like learning with other kids in the neighborhoods and just going off to the jungle and stuff. So I always had that like exploration and travel and adventure that was instilled with me. And so then we moved back to the States, and I really felt called to be a missionary. Like when I went to camp, like I thought like I'm gonna be a missionary. And actually when I was in 3rd grade, which will come later, I had Guatemala put on my heart. And so then leading up to this, high school goes on. I'm kind of like losing the calling, whatever. And then I get back to SCU, and Guatemala, which was the first spring break trip and missions trip that I've ever been on, was open. And I was like, I'm like a very frugal person. So I was like, I'm not going to do that at all. Like, it's too much money. Like, I'm not going to ask my parents to like donate, or my family members. Like, they've already done so much for me. And so then like my friends were like, oh yeah, we're going to the interest meeting. Are you coming? And then like I went to the interest meeting for Guatemala. Then I went on the trip, I fundraised, and it was like life changing. And it really like reignited my passion for missions. Like I'd kind of like had to put it under the shelf for so long. And I just realized like, oh, this is something like I can't ignore. Like this is too fulfilling for me to like just put under the shelf again.
Wow.
So.
And I love that you use that term, just putting it under the rug, because I believe so many young people, so many leaders and youth and young adults, it's easy to be discouraged sometimes when we don't see God come through.
Yeah.
And we just sweep it under the rug, and we're like, hey, this is not for me. It's not my season, or I think God moved on when it comes to this. So how do you keep that fire going? Like, what would you tell a young person that maybe gave up or called the quits when it came to their calling, their purpose? Maybe if it's not mission, maybe God is calling some people to be entrepreneurs or leaders in their community, or serving in different capacities, whatever it may be. Like, what would you say to people that maybe had hidden their dreams, or maybe trashed their calling or purpose, or just quit and said, or gave up?
Yeah, I think it's an everyday battle. Like when I'm in the car and I'm praying and I'm like, why am I here? Or why am I going to SCU? Like, why am I not with my family? And why am I doing missions? Missions is hard. And so I just go back and I just like thank the Lord, like, God, you are writing a good story. Yeah. And like, I'm only a part of it, but he is such a good author. And so it's like, why would I not want him to write the most interesting, most adventurous, most fun story about my life? And so that's just like when I'm in the car praying, I really just visualize that. And that really gets me through the hard times of just like being faithful, because it's like, it's an uphill battle, and it's never going to go away, because like usually when you're going into your calling, you go into direct opposition with what the enemy wants for you. And so it's like a continuous daily battle of like, okay, the Lord is faithful. He's unchanging. He's always loving. He's never failing. So I'm going to have to continue to do it. And it's also like when you're rewarded with something of serving the God's kingdom and also being fulfilled, because he's like made you in the mother's womb and he's ordained you exactly for the perfect steps, like it's going to be so fulfilling when you do the thing that he's called you to do. And so you might not be in it, but like as soon as you take those steps, like it's just going to click, you know, even with some waiting seasons.
That's so good. That's so good. We were actually at a conference tonight or last night.
Yeah.
And something that I loved about the preacher, he mentioned about how ministry and carrying your cross in life and as a Christian can be uncomfortable. And it's so cool because even though in this journey we might experience discomfort, the Holy Spirit is called the Comforter.
Yeah.
So that balance and that dance between discomfort, hey, you're going to be in a season where you're uncomfortable. You're going to be in a season where you're going to, God is going to push you out of what's your comfort zone and things that you're not used to. But at the same time, he is the comforter. So while you're being discomfort, he will comfort you. So that was a powerful dynamic. And I believe even like as we think about it, it's not easy to follow God. It's not easy to lead in obedience. It's not easy to walk into the unknown, to walk into those empty spaces where you're like, man, I don't know. I'm questioning myself. Is this God? If we had 100% security, GPS direction where God wanted me to go, it would not be. Yeah, it would be boring, and we wouldn't even need faith.
I always like picture like when you're reading a book and the main, like you're reading along with the main character, the book is interesting because you don't know what's happening next. And so it's like when I'm 80 and I'm telling kids to my stories, like I want it to be the most interesting thing ever. And how else can you do that if you can't like go into the unknown?
Yeah. And I mean, we see that throughout the entire Bible. We see people, I mean, Jesus himself, I mean, there is no resurrection without death. Now that Easter's coming around, there is no like power without like weakness. There's you can't even take vacation if you know the reason why vacation. Can you imagine if we lived in a world that it was completely vacation every day, 24 hours? Vacation wouldn't even be a thing. You get it? Like, I heard a preacher once say this, like, hey, if we didn't have trials here on earth and go through situations, why would we want to go to heaven?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, bro, we're good. Like you stay up there, we'll stay down here. No. Yeah. We're being processed because God is trying to fulfill his purpose in our life. And he wants us to not do good. He wants us to do great. Yeah. And so many times we rob ourselves the opportunity to be great, to do greater things for the kingdom, to live a life greater than ourselves. Yeah. Because we simply decide to step down and not and just stay comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's good because like I think when I'm noticing like people get comfortable, like I think it's because they don't dream big enough. I've always been like, God, I want my dreams to be so big that I have no idea how I'm gonna get there. Which is like when you ask me my dream job, it's just like hard to put into words because it's just like I want to do so many things in my life. And I, like literally it wouldn't be out of my strength, it would be out of like the Lord's strength. So I think like, I mean, people can live what I would call the suburban lifestyle. Like, let me have a good family, let me have a good job, and those are good things. But like that's not, at least that's in my calling. Like I don't want to just do the suburban lifestyle. Like I want to live an unconventional lifestyle that is going to be for him. And that's how I've always dreamed my life to be, even as a little girl. So
wow, that's so good. Something super cool that really impacted me as you guys were here this week was the 3 dots. I mean, that was something. I mean, even our pastor has been, shout out to PK, our lead pastor been serving the city, loving on the city for the last 30 plus years. And he's been faithful, man of integrity, humble. And it's crazy because you mentioned the 3 dot and it like blew his mind away. He's like, whoa, listen, can we talk about, for those listening, what are these 3 dots? And actually it's the logo of SCU Missions. It's so cool.
Yeah, so SCU Missions has a logo and it's an ellipsis, meaning 3 dots. And it means that God was writing the story long before we got there. God is writing the story when we get there, and God is writing the story like even when we leave. And so I think it's a way of honoring the people around us. I think like when people, especially secular people, look at missions, they look at old, very traditional missions where it's like Americans or an Anglo-centric view of like people are coming in and they are kind of just stomping on the culture and just kind of parading around, and then they do more harm than good because we're only here for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And with that honoring way of being like, we're not the center of the story, God is, and that way when we leave, we're only a catalyst of the mission. You know, we're gonna honor our contacts and make sure that they're lifted up so that when we leave, they can continue to do the ministry.
So good.
In a way, it's just planting seeds. We're not expecting it to be a full harvest. That is going to be done over time with the Lord's work. You know?
That's so good. That's so powerful, man. And I believe that should be our perspective, even at life itself.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it doesn't start with me. It didn't start with me. So let's honor those that came before us. It's continuing with me in a way, but it's God's story.
Yeah.
He's writing the story. He's directing the whole play. Like, I'm just here to contribute however I can. And then at the end, hey, when I leave, I'm gonna pass this down. This is not mine. And I believe you can find yourself in ministry, or like, hey, I may be stuck in the past. I may be in the present, not knowing what to do, or I might not want to move into the future and, like, you know, hey, into the unknown. But at the forefront of all of it, God is in the midst.
Yeah.
God is in the midst. He is writing his story.
Yeah. And that's like something I definitely had to learn over time. Because like when I was younger, I really wanted to be the center. Like I wanted to be the controller of my fate. I wanted to like design my purpose, even if it was for ministry. Like I wanted to know. And that really like over time took away my intimacy with the Lord and really like destroyed me. Like because I was valuing myself, and then it was like whenever I got caught up in religion, basically. Like whenever I sinned, it was about me. It was about me. And so I think when we let go of that control, like it's so freeing in the way that like, oh, he's got it. He's writing the story. Okay, like he's so kind that I don't even have to do anything. And he's so graceful that like I get to do what he's called me to do, and like it's only benefit and harvest and blessing from there. Like how kind of a God is he? And then that just made me fall even more in love with him, like than I had ever done before. It was like such a breakthrough when I was just like, oh, like this is a problem. I need to give up control in areas that like mentally I'm not reserving the space for. You know?
Yeah. Giving control is so hard. That's why you see people are more afraid of playing like airfare than they are driving their own cars. There's more accidents driving cars. Like people, there's more probabilities of people dying driving to the airport than flying on a flight.
Yeah.
And it's all about control. It's all about control. Why do you feel more safe driving your car? Because you are on the wheel.
Yeah.
Like you have the control. And you're like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. No, I'll take the wheel. Like it, and we can't have control and peace at the same time. We can only have one or the other.
Yeah, it's good.
So, man, super excited, Rynna, that you're here with us. Man, I'm so pumped. I mean, hey, just to wrap it up, what would be one thing you would recommend to this next generation?
Man, that's such a loaded question.
Yeah.
I think I see so much potential, but at the end of the day, it's only potential if there's not people willing to be selfless and to be committed and to, like, I feel like in this generation, it's all about what can I do to get me to this point, and what can I do for myself, and what can I do now? And it's kind of, we've lost any idea of intimacy, we've lost any idea of community. And so I think my recommendation is like, you can only go as far as where you're going to serve others and where you're going to give to others and where you're going to love others. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you, you know? The world can convince you one way or the other that like, it's going to be about you, but you have to be like, okay, like you have to do a heart check. Like again, every day it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Like it's not about me. And I feel like our generation would go so much further if we would just come to terms with that.
That's so good. That's so good. Man, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you for
we
having me.
can't wait for part 2. We're having you back soon. Hey, we love you guys. Can't wait to see y'all subscribe, Like, comment, share, tweet. We still tweet? It's the X now. No? TikTok. Everything.
Hashtag.
Everything, y'all.
Go live.
Yeah, go live.
Tell us about your friends.
Yeah, everything. Email. Not email. I don't know.
To all your grandparents out there.
MySpace. That's still a thing, right?
No, MySpace is not a thing.
Hey, we love you. Thank you for joining us. Until next time. Peace, y'all.